Tesla is down big time during trading today. They just reported earnings after hours yesterday. They missed on EPS, beat on revenue, but there's still further slowdown in car sale growth. Now, I love Elon Musk and I love Tesla as a car company and their product, but I have to share the truth about the numbers and the company. Tesla is down 10.5% today. At one point, it was down to 214. On the heels of a very big down day for the NASDAQ, almost 3% down as of this recording. Now, does this mean, is Tesla down because the NASDAQ's down, or did Tesla falling help spur that fall for the NASDAQ? I don't know. That's not our goal here. What our goal here is to look at Tesla as a company. Now, as you all know, Tesla's automotive revenue came in again over 85%. Now, I've looked at the Robotaxi. Guys, there's some interesting data on the Robotaxis. In 2023, it was about a $400 million market size. Okay, very small worldwide. It's estimated to grow to $46 billion by 2030. $46 billion, it's 120x almost in the next 5 or 6 years. That's over a 90% compounded annual growth rate. The growth rate is insane. But remember, Tesla's not going to own that entire market. And even if they did, and the business did 45, and the world did 45 billion, and they own 80% of it, that's revenue of only $37 billion, give or take. Maybe 36 billion. Guys, 36 billion in 5 or 6 years. 36 billion. What did they do in the last year? In the last year, this company did $95 billion. So it's only a 50% increase from today's revenue. And in 5 years, what's that $36 billion going to be? Now, is there immense growth potential in there? Absolutely. Robotaxis, that's a thing of the future. I absolutely love it. But you got to remember that when stocks are flying high and there's a lot of hype around them, which even though Tesla's down almost half from its all-time high, there's still a lot of amazing support for Tesla. People still love it. We have not gotten to the point where people are just dismissing Tesla. What we do have right now, I still believe, potentially, that people are factoring in too much for the future. Let me remind everybody about some of the things that Elon Musk has said in the past. In 2015, Musk told shareholders that Tesla cars would achieve full autonomy within 3 years. They did not. In 2016, Musk said a Tesla car would be able to make a cross-country drive without requiring any human intervention before the end of 2017. That hasn't happened either. The 2015 estimation has not even happened yet. 2019, on a call with institutional investors, Musk said Tesla would have 1 million Robotaxi-ready vehicles on the road in 2020, able to complete 100 hours of driving work per week on their own. The Robotaxi would make a company worth $500 billion. Elon said that Robotaxis would make the company worth $500 billion. First off, are there any Robotaxis on the road? Secondly, look at the current market cap, $770 billion. So the biggest pumper of Tesla stock, the own CEO, who I absolutely love, he thought it was going to be a $500 billion company because of Robotaxis. Guys, it's an $800 billion company now. Now, has he changed his thoughts? Absolutely. But you know what's funny? Before, it was about FSD, full self-driving, and the software involved. And then what started to happen? Well, the prices started to decrease a lot, and all of a sudden, it wasn't as lucrative as everybody thought. And so now it's, no, Paul, it's not about FSD. It's about the Robotaxis. Okay. Guys, have we gotten over the Robotaxi thing yet? They haven't hit it yet. They haven't done anything they said they were going to do in the last 7 or 8 years. Even production has had a problem. They've been cutting prices like crazy. And again, I repeat, Tesla's a great car. Tesla's a great car company. Elon Musk is awesome. I cannot stop repeating that till I'm blue in the face. But it's possible to overpay for a great thing. Now, guys, look at this. This is for first quarter of 2024. There was a drop here in units delivered, vehicles delivered worldwide from first quarter of 2016. Now, that doesn't mean they can't still grow, but what are the prices? The prices have to drop. Another thing, I look at the Robotaxi and think, what is that really going to be worth? When people start looking at the numbers, 45 billion in total worldwide revenue estimated. That's 90% growth rate in the next 5 or 6 years. If they get 60% of it, that's 35 billion. If from there, half of its profit, it's only adding $17 billion to the bottom line. Even if you apply a 20 PE to that, that's $350 billion in value. A lot of value. But based on today's price, that values the car business at $450 billion. The average car company, you have to put them in pieces, sells for 0.5 to 1 time sales. So to get $450 billion in value, you need to do $450 billion to $900 billion in car sales. Where are they at right now? 80, $85 billion in car sales? This is hardly anywhere. So what did they grow to in the next 5 or 6 years to get to there? Those growth rates are not happening. And even yesterday, Elon Musk reiterated that he was disappointed in the growth rate of the company and that he was tempering everybody's expectations. It is going to be difficult, in my opinion, for this company to be able to justify such a high valuation. Even in the future, it's selling for 8 times price to sales. Yesterday, it was 9 times. The average company is 0.5 to 1. I think Microsoft should be 8 to 10. So you're basically valuing the company today based on Microsoft value, even though the market cap is only about a fourth of what Microsoft is. That's hard for me to get my head around. Could it end up working out great? Absolutely. Tesla is a wonderful company, but they're also, what's concerning me is, look at our 8 pillars. What story does this tell me? They're diluting shareholders. How much more dilutions are going to be? I don't blame them. The stock's been overpriced. Dilute the crap out of people, but it hurts you as an investor. That's what stinks. They have cash flow growth. On revenue growth of $68 billion, their cash flow growth was only $390 million. The net income growth was much better, about 20%. That's a good sign. I like that. But the 5-year price of free cash flow and the 5-year PE are insane. Let's go check out this cash flow statement. Negative $4 billion, negative 200, 968, 2.7, 3.5, 7.5, 4.4, and in the last year, $1.4 billion. The good news is, it seems like the years of negative cash flow are gone. So for those of you who made a bet back here on Tesla, wonderful. But if you make the same roll the dice kind of bet on a lot of things, it probably won't go very well. I'm just trying to teach that process here. I'm trying to teach the process using the tools and using our communities. That's what's important to me, because you can take the process, modify it for yourself, and apply it to your investments. Now, when it comes to our community and our software, I'm sure you've noticed we do have daily number of spots. And the reason for that is because the software, as it exists today, includes everything that we have to offer for stock analysis, for retirement, for real estate. All of these right here. Okay? But behind the scene, we are making some changes. And in the near future, that offer for everything is absolutely going away. As we've been getting feedback from our community members, people have expressed they want us to focus on specific aspects of the Everything Money tools that apply to them at that moment in time. They don't want to have the cheesecake factory of options when they're using the software. And frankly, we don't want to be that kind of company. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you'll remember that I built the software selfishly for myself so that my team and I could use it to constantly make the right decisions for stocks and real estate in our retirement. But as the channel has grown and our community has grown, it's becoming less about me and more about how I can better serve you and the community members. Now, the good news is we haven't made all those changes yet. So if you join today at the link in the description below, you'll be grandfathered in for life with all the tools. And all the tools you make in the future, you will also get along the way. This is the best deal we have ever offered. And I'm telling you this now because there's still time for you to sign up and get everything if you join the community right here, right now. So go click on the description below to get access to everything. It'll be the best decision you've made all year. Whether you agree with me on Tesla or not so far, I want to offer that perspective of thinking. Just like I look at the Robotaxi and say, it's a brilliant idea. It has a lot of great potential. I think Tesla absolutely did change the car industry. And I don't say that lightly. But the business itself is a very difficult business to be in. And you got to look at the numbers. Walks like a duck, talks like a duck, looks like a duck. It must be a duck. This is a car business as of right now. Is the potential something other than cars? Absolutely. But I encourage you as an investor to consider these things. These are all the major things. We are so far behind. It's not like he sat there and said this last year. 2015 hasn't happened yet. 2016 hasn't happened yet. 2019 hasn't happened yet. 2020 hasn't happened yet. And these are major components to the company's success. So let's see what analysts are saying about Tesla here. 258 to 743. Guys, that's not as much growth. It's not even, it's tripling, almost tripling in the next 4 years, which is huge. But is that what you expect from a company that's going to kill it on software? A company that's going to do $100 billion in software should do way more than that in profit. Way more than the amount of money. This should be way higher, or you're going to get diluted. Look at revenue on these analysts. They're only doubling revenue in the next 4 or 5 years. Guys, I can't believe it's only doubling the revenue. They only made 1.8 million cars last year. Doubling revenue would take them to 1 million, to 3.6, 4 million cars. That's the other thing. That to be able to sell as many cars as they need to justify this, it's very difficult. Now, my final point is about full self-driving, FSD. Let me show you some numbers here. I've talked about this before. $99 a month. I'm going to assume 75% margin on this, gross margin. That means for every dollar they bring in, 75 cents will go to overhead and bottom line. So every single month, let's call it $75 they're making. Times 12 months equals, $900 in profit. Apply a 20 times multiple, you're at $18,000 for market cap to every membership they sell. Okay, now, what's it take then? If every single time they sell FSD, it generates $18,000 in market cap, how many do they have to justify a $400 billion difference in price? Well, it's 400 billion divided by 18,000, which is 22.2 million cars. Okay, that seems reasonable. But remember, in this country, we only sell 20 million cars a year. The average car's around for 12 and a half years, but how many of those cars really have technology? Let's say that the average lifespan for a car that would actually do this number of units would be 5 years. That's 4 million cars a year they need to sell to get to that point. Well, guys, how many cars are going to take advantage of this? If it's only Teslas, that's 100% of their vehicles here in the next 5 or 6 years. If it's other car companies, you got to sit here and do the math going, what is more likely? And then we talk about Cathie Wood having her $5 to $8 trillion value on Tesla. I think I did the numbers once. Basically, FSD has to be in 100 million vehicles. Guys, only 50 million cars are made a year worldwide. How many of those are even justifying the price of FSD? How many people in the world can even afford $99 extra per month? Now, of course, if you're a Tesla permeable and all you care about is Tesla, 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 you're going to have every justification in the world for that. And I'm sure nothing's going to convince you otherwise. Now, you might look at me and say, well, Paul, what's going to convince you otherwise? A much lower price on Tesla. I react to valuation changes. I react to where price and value are different. I encourage you to do the same. I have bought stocks before that I actually made money on and realized I was wrong in my thesis and sold immediately. That's the kind of separate detachment to your views I want you to have. Am I adamant against Tesla at this price? Absolutely. Does that mean I'm anti-Tesla? Absolutely not. I want to repeat that till I'm blue in the face. If you're a Tesla investor or if you're considering Tesla, I'm not here to get in debate about Elon or Tesla being a great company and great leader. Both are true. Elon's a brilliant man. Tesla is a phenomenal company. But what's most important is you have to separate the stock from the company. There's price and there's value. You want to buy when value is above price. Our focus on this channel is to remember that every investment is the present value of all future cash flows. So guys, if you want to see my value on Tesla, watch our next video where I talk about Cathie Wood's price projections for Tesla. Thank you for your time.